Hello, welcome back to the Spirit of Watercolor with Linda. Really happy you're joining me, and as I promised, I'm going to do a painting using some of my Quinacridone colors, which are not just in watercolor but also in oils. By the way, thank you for joining me again, and if you are new here, please stay tuned, because the videos of the past and the ones that we're in now are all about the beauty, transparency, luminosity, and wonder and joy of painting with watercolors. So I wanted to keep going, as we've been doing these YouTube videos for a few years now, since the pandemic, and I'm doing them not as frequently because there's a lot of techniques, tips, and tricks that you can check into. Anything you want to know about watercolor, I've learned as a student at Eastern Michigan University, and had my BFA in fine arts with a concentration in watercolor. I have quite a passion for it. So today we're just going to check out some of these beautiful colors. We've been inspired by books and other artists in some of my videos of the past, and different types of ways of painting, such as, sponging, salt, scraping with the palette knife. I mean, you can do all these things with watercolor, believe it or not. Today, though, and sometimes color, I have some videos also on being inspired by a color. And today I want us to kind of think about that again, but only using Quinacridone colors. They are very extreme, transparent, tend to be non-granulating. I think all of them are, but don't quote me on that, because there's some that are in the browns that might have some sedimentation or granulation. But the ones that I have and that I love, they're just so transparent and so light. And actually, I found out they were made, originally these paints were created for painting cars in vibrant, beautiful colors in the 60s. And now, or later on, they became involved in, oils and watercolors and other mediums. So the most popular one, which I do own, is Quinacridone Gold, and it is different now. It used to be a pure pigment. Now it's a mixture. They can't make it like they did in the past, but it's still beautiful, beautiful gold. I'll show you that, and then I have some of the pinks. The Quinacridones tend to be pinks, reds, violets, and the golden browns, that kind of thing. So I wanted to show you all the Quinacridones I have, and some are doubles, so it's not that many really, but as I mentioned, we're going to just use some of these. I swatched some over here, which I want to show you now, and you can see how gorgeously rich and vibrant that they are, right? So let's kind of zoom in. As you can see, these pinks and rosy pinks and corals, they're beautiful. So the first one there is Quinacridone Pink up at the top, and then to the right of it is the coral, which is oranger, and then we have the Quinacridone Rose, and you can see they're all in the pink realm, but they're similar but different. The coral being more orange, and the rose being a deeper, richer. But you can decide not to use all of these because some are so similar you can blend them and mix them. To the right of those is the magenta next to the coral here. And this also is just so beautiful, isn't it? And I want to find maybe 3 or 4 of these that inspire us to paint, right? I'm going to go zoom back out now and to the golds here. I call them I guess they're the earthy colors. And I have 3 of them here. I have the Quinacridone Gold, which is very popular. Like I mentioned, 2 pigments now to create it. There used to be 1 gorgeous pigment that I think is unavailable now. And then the deep gold, I'm very, very drawn to as well. It's 1 pigment, and it is beautiful and rich also. I hope you can get that richness on my video here. And then I'm going to move over here to the burnt orange. It is oranger by degrees. I feel there's quite a bit of that here, but it's somewhere, maybe the deep gold is somewhere between the gold and the deep gold. So you have these beautiful colors. They're just so rich and transparent, aren't they? They're just lovely. You can substitute these earth colors also with the burnt siennas and raw siennas of the world. They have so many beautiful colors in Daniel Smith, but these quinacridones are in a place all themselves in their transparency, luminosity, and light fastness. So, and they vary in stainability, but they are just, usually pretty staining and pretty lasting. But they do have good lifting power when they're wet. So that's also an advantage. There you go. The other one that I'm pretty much sure I want to order, which is pretty new, is Quinacridone Fuchsia. And it's somewhere between the rose and the magenta, but it's really concentrated, a really gorgeous, rich color, and it mixes well, I understand, with purples. So, or to make purples, I'm sorry. Using like French ultramarine or phthalo blue, those kinds of things, you can get gorgeous mixes, so you don't need to buy the purples. There is a new, and I don't know much about it, Quinacridone purple. There is a violet. I think I do have that violet one here somewhere, which is very lovely too. So I mean, you don't need to, some of these are going to become so similar to the other ones, you may be able to just do a little bit of mixing, add a little something in, and create those colors. So that's why I say, just to see the vibrancy, let's just do a beautiful painting together. I'm trying to think what we could do. What could we do today? We could do maybe some beautiful flowers. Okay, I'll see you at the table. Please do like and subscribe, by the way, and keep on learning and growing and enjoying the joy and the spirituality of watercolor. I'll see you there. Okay, so here I've got kind of a sample of what we're going to look at doing. Something fun and loose. I especially like the flowers here, and they're sort of that quinacridone pink. I believe I might have used opera back in the olden days. That's a fugitive color. These are more light fast, the quinacridone, the pink and the rose. And I'm going to actually, these kind of look like poppies to me. And I think we could use that coral and create some of these as well, right? So, and now my leaves here are a little meager, so I want to beef those up a little bigger and, and make that better. But then I also, down here, I use some quinacridone gold possibly, and or burnt orange, some of those like sienna colors. And so we'll bring in more more ground, let it flow, and then we'll see what else we can do with the quinacridones we have. I'm going to leave some of that open. I like to be that way with paintings. I'll draw out some of it, but not too much. And then our imagination, if we want to put it in a sky or we want to add some of those quinacridone colors in the sky, let's see where we go with that. And we're going to have a lot of loose flowing fun. Okay. And here's, my flowers again, and then to the left now, we have, and I'm trying to bring that up, it's just my pencil work, okay? And so I have, if I can make that light up, just the stems drawn, just with a line. I'm going to, of course, come in and make them wider, some of the leaves, and I didn't draw in the flowers because they're very loose. I'm just going to come in with big brushes and create that. And then there's some grasses down here. I'm not sure how good this shows up on in the dark in the evening, but that's basically a very sketchy drawing to get just, guidelines to where things are. And then we'll get loose and wet. So here we are. I have again my picture of the pink flowers. And then I have my quinacridone colors on the palette here from before. Quinacridone pink and rose and magenta, which is beautiful also. We have the golds, the quinacridone gold and the deep gold and the burnt orange here. all the quinacridones that well, not all of them that I have, but and I'm still debating on colors to choose for the flowers. I think that, like I said, that coral is, oh, there, the coral also, which is very beautiful. I don't know if it's on here right now. I'm actually more tempted to stick with the pinks, the pink and the rose and even the magenta might be so beautiful, and just kind of intermingle and mix those colors. And then we'll do similar, but try to do a little better branches and so forth on the stems of the flowers, and some grass and some grounding, and just so you can get loose and kind of see how you can let flowers be easily created and easily beautiful, showing off the transparencies and so forth. I am pulling out a large flat brush that I have, 1 inch flat, and my large round pointed rounds. I have the smaller ones and the larger 8, 6, and 4. And so we want to just kind of get in there and see, and I'm going to start with that flat brush and just kind of come in, you know, and shape. And of course you can use the side of it to do your stems and so forth. So I'm going to kind of see how much I can do with this flat brush since it's been a while. And we'll do this painting, and I'll try to keep my head out and of the thing, and we'll see what our beautiful colors are here that we have. This is the pink. I can tell just by when I do it. I think I need to reload my rose. I think that's the rose over there, and the magenta's over here. So now we want to just have fun with this, right? This magenta really is beautiful, and I'm very tempted just to play with it, to be honest. So let's kind of start to form these beautiful shapes here. Again, I'm looking at this. These fun. One of those has a little more like an orangey gold in it. So we're just gonna, and maybe we'll vary the colors of the flowers. We'll see what we think here. Okay. So we're just laying in some beautiful petals here. Okay. We do have to make sure we've got enough paint on here. The more paint you have on there, the better. Okay. Because then you don't have to do more than one stroke.
This is a wet on wet technique where I will just outline the petals and then wet the center with clear water, and then add more of the pigment of the pink in there, and that is the Quinacridone pink, and then I'm adding a little bit of, it's either Payne's Gray or a neutral tint. It's a dark that has granulation in the center. And by the way, if you'd like to see the longer version of this, I put this on faster speed, but I can actually upload the longer process for you. So let me know in the comments if you'd like that. This one here is the coral, the Quinacridone coral. It's a little more orange. Could use it for poppies. And as the wet the water inside each petal is drying, we need to come back in with more pigment. It soaks into the paper and gets lighter, and then you can reapply while it's still wet up to a certain point. I do a little bit of lifting with the paper towel just to keep it. I like the pigment color to be, lighter in some parts and darker in others, as it helps with the look of the actual flower, and you can see the transparency through at certain parts of the petal. And the magenta flower faded quite a bit when I saw it compared to the coral one. So I went back in. You can do that, and when it's completely dry, you can re-wet it and reapply more. I had to get in pretty close because I was trying to get back in there and keep the lines, and my eyes. And then I'm starting to think about the third flower. I wasn't sure if I was going to do 3, but I did the pink at the left, the violet or the magenta on the right, and then I thought, let's do the rose color on the bottom, and I had to figure out where to put that. My lines I'm going to have to erase a little bit. And just so you know, I did not mix these at all together. So the one on the top left is the coral, the one to the right of it is the magenta, and the one below is the Quinacridone rose. I didn't choose to mix these colors together at all. I think they're so beautiful. I just wanted them to shine in this painting in pure pigment, which I love to do, by the way, and it's a totally artistic license here. You can do whatever you like. Here I'm adding in that dark pigment. I believe it, again, it could be Payne's Gray, it could be neutral tint. They're similar darks with granulation, and it's so fun to see that spread a little and create that center in the flowers.
And so for the grasses and the stems and leaves, I will stick to my pointed rounds. I find that I have used, I think, the flat brush here, and it's okay, but it does kind of, and it's the paper here too, it kind of scratched, it was more rough textured, I think. Yes, it seems so. So let's just take what kind of feels right and comfortable here, and I will start to paint in just a moment. Yes. And so to work on these, continue the stems and leaves and the grasses, I'm going to go back and I'm going to use some of these wonderful sienna browns. Can I get this in there? Oops. Okay, something's blocking it. Oh, water bottle. And then, we will actually use these greens also. I would like to use the green gold, the sap green, deep sap, because this is a very almost black green. I found the Paranone. It's very nice, but a little deeper than I think I want here. So these two can blend, and with the gold, with the Quinacridone gold over here, and you can get some beautiful leaf colors, and of course that brown, the beautiful burnt orange, and the deep gold can make some nice soil or ground there, right?
I hope you're enjoying this video, and if you like these videos, don't forget to like and subscribe. You will see here I'm adding the leaves, stems, and the grasses, and since it will get really long, I'm not going to do all of them here. I'm going to stop the video after getting enough of them on that you get the idea. And I really hope you enjoy this, and we'll try it and get some of those bright quinacridone colors happening. And I actually added some yellow to the background in the final finished photograph here of this painting, just to brighten it and make it look a little more sunny. And I'm so happy you've joined me today, and I hope you'll continue learning and growing and flowing with watercolors with Linda and the Spirit of Watercolors. See you again real soon. Bye now.